Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. We gotta talk about what's happening in Chicago.
You're cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
I'll say.
It seems like the only kind of movie Hollywood is willing to put any real amount of money behind now is a remake of another famous movie. As we speak, there are tens of high-budget remakes coming out in the next couple of years. If there are, say, 20 films coming out in the next 2 years that are remakes, that's around $2 billion spent on remakes before 2020 alone, assuming each one is roughly $100 million. And there are probably a lot more than that. I simply don't really get the point of remaking a movie like Death Wish when the original is already heralded as a classic and has relatively good critical reviews. But the idea of a remake is not inherently bad, at least to me. You can check out my other video about how I like remakes. Lazy things about movies or something like that. It had something about remakes. It was Mad Max was on the thumbnail. It was clickbait. Remakes allow for something special. A completely new vision for a great classic film. And sometimes a new vision can be just what a piece of work needs to bring a classic piece of film to a new generation. It's all in finding projects and directors that will work. In fact, many times, really bad movies deserve to have a new vision more than really good ones do. So, without further ado, here are 5 bad films that might be excellent to remake. Number 5. Star Wars Episodes 1 through 3.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like here.
Hey Disney, here's an idea. While you're making all the spin-offs, sequels, reboots, and everything else possible, go back and remake the Star Wars. They're perfect for a remake. All Disney has to do is wait a couple years, and then go back with some of their newfound good critical reception to perfect their only sloppy chapters in the series. Number 4. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
We, as a population on this planet, have been looking for a savior.
We're talking about a being whose very existence
They are not telling us the truth.
challenges our own sense of priority in the universe.
This is another big blockbuster that deserves to have a new vision. Kick out Zack Snyder and replace him with someone like George Miller, who was going to make a Justice League film way back in the 2000s, and you've got a Batman v Superman film that could be genuinely fun, and I'd like to spend a couple hours watching. Number 3. To be totally fair, oh wow, I should tell you what movie it is actually. Number 3, 2012. To be totally fair, the idea of a 2012 remake is slightly numbed by the fact that the apocalyptic date mentioned in the film has already passed. However, the idea behind the film, in which the Mayan calendar, which stated that the world will end in 2012, was correct in its assumption, is a genius one, and a new director and cast could genuinely make this film fantastic. Fantastic. Number 2, Snakes on a Plane.
Rick?
Now, I thought the original Snakes on a Plane was pretty great. It was funny, action-packed, and stupid. Everything I want in a movie. Everything about it was supremely dumb and wonderful. However, I think that the concept could potentially create some funny remakes. You'd have to go pretty low budget on this one, close to guerrilla filmmaking almost. And you could have some really fun, culty spin-offs such as Rats on a Train or Ants on a Bus. Okay, maybe skip those ones. Those sound like bad. Especially since Snakes on a Train was actually a thing. Alright, number 1, The Room.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Let's set aside how absolutely just terrible The Room was. It exists in another dimension. It has its own ridiculous identity that's just, amazing. However, I fully believe, and I'm not being sarcastic, guys. I'm not being sarcastic or hyperbolic in the slightest that The Room deserves a remake. Not a stupid comedic remake, no. A true and honest attempt to make a solidly great The Room film. It has some good ideas, although the execution is laughable. Wow. Now I've lost even more credibility as a YouTuber. Oh well, didn't really have that much to begin with. Anyway, there we go. That's my list. It's been a nice short one today. If you want to see any of these films remade, like this and tap that subscribe button. Can you think of any other bad films that deserve their chance to shine in a remake? Let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram using the handle @WikiBrooks, and on Snapchat with the username Stuff12346.